The process begins with a sheet of ALS return on a workbench, with the pre-notched side away from you. Take your letter back made of 3/8 inch or wider material and place it firmly into the corner against the pre-notched side of the return. Using a pen or pencil, mark the return along the edge of the letter back. Do this for the entire length of the return. Next, apply the foam tape along the entire length of the return where you've just drawn the line. This will help to stop light from leaking out of the back of the letter and assists in its fabrication. Using the longest straight edge of the letter back plate, and starting at the top of the letter, about 1 inch from the end of the return, mark the return to indicate where the corners of the letter will be. Notch the back of the return at the corner marks with your diagonal cutters. Next, slip the special ALS corner plier or handbrake over the return where the marks and notches were made, and squeeze it, bending the return. Repeat this process at your next corner. Insert the back plate into the space between the notched back of the return and the foam tape. Using one hand to hold the back plate firmly against the return, fasten the return to the back plate with self-tapping screws or pop rivets. Continue this process until your return and letter back are securely fastened, and you are almost at the end of the letter. The letter back should be made of material which is at least 3/8 of an inch thick in order to support your channel letter. Mark the end of your letter and cut off the excess return. Peel away a small piece of foam tape at the end of the return. Cut away the overlapping piece of the notched back from the beginning of the return so that a smooth and clean connection can be made. Now, finish fastening the return to the back plate. To make the inside of the letter, first, remove the foam tape from the remaining piece of return. Then, using the back plate as your guide, insert the return into the letter and mark the edges of the return at the corner so that you know where to bend it. Use the corner plier or handbrake to make your corner. Use a pair of diagonal cutters to cut the notched back of the return so that you have a cleaner corner. Next, bend the return so that it fits neatly inside of the letter. And mark, bend, and cut accordingly. Cut away a small piece of the notched back of the return so that a smooth and clean connection can be made later on. Insert the return into the letter and attach it to the backplate with self-tapping screws or pop rivets. Next, place a piece of foam tape around the return and against the letter back. ALS returns come in lengths of 2 meters, or approximately 6 feet 6.5 inches long. Each return comes with a white base coat powder finish, which is baked into the aluminum. The return can be used as is, or can be painted to suit your needs. To finish your letter, connect the 2 ends of the return with ALS strip or corner connectors, glue, epoxy, another adhesive substance, or rivets. To prepare the face of your letter, first, take a knife and run it along all the edges of the faceplate. Take the special F-style trim cap and, starting at the top of the letter, insert the faceplate into the trim cap, working your way around the letter. Mark the corner and use the special ALS trim cap pliers to notch the top and bottom of the trim cap at the corner. Bend the trim cap and continue working the trim cap around the letter, using the trim cap pliers where necessary. For the inside of the letter face, decide where you want to bend the trim cap to the corner, and notch only the bottom of the trim cap with the trim cap pliers. Bend the trim cap and insert it into the faceplate, cutting and notching where necessary. When cutting the trim cap to fasten it and complete the edge of your letter face, you should leave a little excess so that you don't end up with a gap in the edge of your letter face. The trim cap is fastened to the faceplate by using an adhesive, and the 2 ends of the trim cap are connected with some adhesive and a small piece of the excess trim cap. Your channel letter is almost complete. Use the special ALS water hole pliers to place a water hole in the base of your letter. These pliers create a semicircular hole facing the back of the letter to allow condensation to leak out, yet prevent light from coming out of the bottom of the letters. The special ALS hole punch is used to cut holes in the trim cap so that the letter face can be fastened to the channel letter. ALS returns are available in packages of 20 and come with a roll of foam tape. They are also available in smaller quantities if your needs so dictate. The special ALS tools can be purchased as a set or separately. Always check with your local codes and ordinances when working with any type of channel letter system or illuminated sign.